Всем привет, мы на канале Arhen. В прошлый раз мы проходили «Волк среди нас». И вот мы подошли уже к самому концу. Скорее всего, это будет последний эпизод. Так что приступим. Мы приехали на завод к скрюченному дядюшке. Вот, собственно, его автомобиль. Пожалуй, осмотрим сначала его.
Still warm. He's here, all right. Of course.
Так, что это за
So
посылки?
this is where they've been sending these.
С чарами, что ли? О.
Big Wolf. The big bad wolf.
Большой и страшный. Ой, это что за группа? Почему он заперт?
You used to be
Вот
something.
ладно. Они все это время следили за мной. Неудивительно.
They used to fear you.
Та еще шайка.
They'd hide anywhere their small shivering bodies would
Вот,
fit.
видимо, вот это волчье колесо или ловушка, о которой они говорили. Интересно и занятно. Так. Так, а это что такое? Формы отливают. Пули отливают. Ё-моё. Серебряные.
Silver.
The big bad wolf.
Видимо, дело.
It's about time you showed up.
I had to take care of some things first.
Little errand boy. That's nice.
Ah, Bigby. I see you made it here in one piece. I do apologize, but I have some business to attend to. I leave you in the capable hands of my associate. Come find me when you've finished, dear.
Don't worry. This won't take long.
Get out of my way now. Don't make this worse.
Aw, he doesn't want to play.
I'm sure you'll persuade him.
Wow, what a man. Stealing punches while my back is turned? Didn't your mother ever teach you to fight proper?
Плохо, что она может как-то перемещаться. Это слегка усложняет задачу. Ничего себе. Нехило. Не успели увернуться. Так. Хоть иногда успеваем строить блок, но все равно она наносит какие-то увечья. Ё-моё, это её настоящая форма. Ну, явно поиздевались в свое время. Неудивительно. Она стала вот эта психопатка. Очень неудивительно. Давай, Бигби, напрягись. Так. Высоко мы грохнулись. Она опять исчезла. Я еще не пойму, у нее стеклянные осколки, какие-то металлические. Может, мне с этим серебром не побывало. Заводить побыстрее. Это теневое планирование, блин. Не хватало. Вот все, мы схватили. Давай, беги. Сможешь. Ну, у него еще 4-я фаза есть. Нет, все-таки они какие-то стеклянные стоят. Да откуда я что? Может, у него еще есть какая-то форма? Секретное оружие. Так, и где настоящая? Папочка. Вот ты и попалась. Блин, тоже не настоящий. Хреново. Здесь у него в платформе была хорошая регенерация, потому что я смотрел минимум ранений. И это очень хорошо.
Hello, Bigby. You look tired.
Give me one good reason not to rip you apart right now.
This gun holds 6 rounds of specially designed silver bullets. Now, I may not be the best shot, but I can guarantee that at least one bolt will meet its mark, and you'll find yourself rolling on the floor in agony, unable to heal yourself. Without Swinehart to save you, you'll die. Is that reason enough for you? Before you do anything with me, I thought I should point out a few things. Snow White wants you to bring me back to the woodlands, doesn't she? And that's what I want.
That's right. But what happens to you once you get there is a different story.
I'm not quite finished. You will bring me back alive. Look, all I ask for is the chance to speak for myself in front of the community. And I'm sure Miss White would agree that I should be given a fair trial. Can we at least agree on that?
You need to tell me right now. We're not going anywhere until I get some answers from you.
If you want
Да, мы
answers,
хотим
you'll
знать всё.
have to cooperate with me. Look, there's no reason for us to be at each other's throats here.
That's funny, coming from a guy pointing a gun at my head.
This is just a precaution. I'm sure you understand. I'm no murderer, Mr. Wolf. I didn't kill those women. And I think you know that. All I'm asking for is a chance to explain my side of the story.
If you're not a killer, then what are you?
I'm a businessman, not a killer.
There's still a lot you have to answer for.
And I will, as long as you agree to my terms. Because I'm not saying another word until I'm brought before the community. I don't mean to belabor the point, but just so we're clear, if you change your mind and decide to do something stupid, you won't get your answers. But you will have a difficult time explaining yourself to Miss White and the rest of this miserable town. You're often reckless, and I worry you're not thinking of the... Let me ask you an honest question. What do you really care about here? Where this case is concerned, I mean. Do you really want the truth?
This is about protecting Fabletown. When some asshole murders 2 of our people, it's my job to bring them down.
Then why are you here? You know who murdered them. Georgie.
Да, по твоей наводке.
He's dead, isn't he? My point being, the killer has been dealt with. You've won.
You really think I'm that stupid?
I understand you have an obligation to bring me in, but you can brighten up a little. It's over. So, shall we get going? I'd rather not dawdle.
All right, let's go. Hand over the gun.
I think I'd rather hold on to it, if you don't mind. What do you say? Hey! I'm sure Miss White will be pleased. Such a reliable pup. I understand why she'd want to keep you around.
Ой, кажется, мы
You're
можем...
under arrest. You'll be given a trial in front of your peers. And your punishment will
Он
follow.
заслужил это. Интересно, мы все-таки убили Мэри или ей удалось сбежать?
I know. But we have to do something.
Are you fucking kidding me?
When is this thing
Are
happening?
we sure he's coming?
Yes,
Так,
you'll
это
have an
называется.
opportunity to... He's back.
The Crooked Man.
Thank God.
Motherfucker.
Are you okay? It's been hours. We were worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked Man's place.
What? Don't I look okay?
I guess you've been worse. You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know... I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about
Так, ладно,
time
не
you
время
showed up.
сентиментальности.
Throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You killed Lily!
She was my sister.
Could
What do
you?
you have to say for
Where the
yourself?
fuck do you get off?
Poor
You think
girls.
you have the right to
And what
just
about
do this
Faith?
to
What could
people?
they have
You're a
done to
fucking
deserve
crook!
This? You should be
Fucking
ashamed.
asshole.
Everyone, can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The Crooked Man is charged with the murder
As
of
I
Faith
already
and...
informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porge who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Is he still out there?
Sincerely hope not.
Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
Georgie was a victim of this psycho too. He was pushed into the whole thing and now he's dead.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't...
I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the
What
charges.
other charges?
If you'd wait a moment.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You
Так,
are
приступим,
charged with the
господа.
murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf,
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
aiding and providing monetary
Непонимание.
support for the forced
Или что-то из меня не
prostitution of the
сделали.
pudding and pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
And kidnapping Crane at gunpoint.
He went willingly.
Yes.
Ну, конечно.
Thank you. Now, is there
Мы помним,
anything
как
you
он
would
сам
like to
решил пойти
say?
с тобой.
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from your little record book.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're
Come on,
involved.
it's obvious.
And there's all the other crap he's done.
I know you're responsible. You've been behind all of this from the beginning. So cut the shit.
We all know who you are. We know what you've
Just
done.
give it up already.
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government, and most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
well.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get
But
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We are going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
Ну что ж, посмотрим, что он скажет.
This is ridiculous.
Зачем ты наручники снимаешь?
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth for
You've
once.
always been a bit of a powder keg.
Georgie seemed pretty convinced he didn't have a say in the matter.
He clearly misunderstood my intention.
Really?
I would never authorize such an act.
Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby. When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
What's he talking about?
You weren't being helpful. You were trying to set me up. Your people tried to kill me.
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to protect me, as I protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
I really hope you're going somewhere with this.
I see, you want to cut right to the point. I can appreciate that. Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
What about Lily? She wasn't free. She wasn't given a choice. Do you really think she wanted... that any of those girls wanted their lives like that?
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry that your sister asked me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my better judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in
forget
line.
it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned
Ну
you,
да, ты весь
left you
такой
poor and
благородный
helpless,
дяденька.
sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out for you.
Yes, but...
Wasn't I?
Crane was the one who let this town go to the fucking dogs. The guy who was in your pocket, remember?
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
For the longest time, not much, but they asked me to come work for them.
Really? The new deputy mayor wants you on the 13th floor?
No. The wolf offered me the job. She wanted my tree destroyed. If she had her way, I'd be hung out to dry on a clothesline by now.
What?
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
I know what you're doing, and it's not gonna work. You can't manipulate us or these people. We're not here to talk
Oh,
about
we're
this.
not?
Bigby just
This
means
is
that-
important, and I'm glad it's being talked about.
You know why I
Так, кто
asked him to
позвал
destroy your
табаку?
tree. You were working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and
Ну,
you
она
hated him
хорошо
for wanting to
подается к контролю
fuck you,
врага.
and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with a crooked man.
We've made some mistakes. I've made some mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can.
We didn't get you into this situation. He did.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life.
Вот
You
именно.
would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength. And if things didn't fall exactly his way, someone would die.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
Он испугался.
They're right.
You're all
Ура,
still
плюс
afraid
один на
of
нашей
him,
стороне.
even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
Так, Та-дам! Ну что ж. Все на нашей стороне.
Very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that
Да,
these
мы опять за
accusations are
свое.
completely unfounded.
Давайте уже
The sheriff
скинем его.
simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a
A
confession
confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke, especially given Bigby's history.
What are you talking about?
Snow?
And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town?
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this. I
В
just...
смысле, да
Of course
каждый из
it's
вас
right.
связан
This man
с ним.
tormented all of you for profit. Georgie
Let me
killed
just
them.
make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did, because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course! Yes, you're responsible.
If I'm to blame for Georgie's mistakes, shouldn't Miss White be held accountable for Bigby's actions as well?
Like what?
How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples while under your watch.
Under my watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
You can't be serious.
That was Bluebeard, not me.
He was a murder suspect.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection.
Мгм.
Oh, your
Конечно.
idea. Crane was in charge.
Денег понатырил, а ты его
Sometimes it's
защищаешь.
hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for
This
mine.
is completely different.
I
We all...
did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want to escape.
Всё, конец, ребят, скидываем его в колодец.
But they refuse to answer for their own
This
crimes.
isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen,
Everyone calm down. This isn't
I
the
mean, a
reason we're
certain level
here.
of privilege should be afforded to
To who?
This is how it's always been.
This is what I'm talking about. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers, judging you, treating you as mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny? Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will protect you from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby! Miss White!
Excuse me, dear.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath, little
What's
one?
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
Of course. Go right ahead.
You probably don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut up. You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
We need to establish some order here.
Vivian wanted you freed from the ribbons. She took her own life.
I'm sorry, I don't think I know
Nerissa!
you.
My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the
Вот и
goddamn
провалился
room
твой
when he
план,
did it. Faith and
скрюченный.
Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me.
And this just confirms it.
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
good enough for me.
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you?
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
Wait!
What did you expect to happen here? You're getting what you deserve.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill
А
him.
что с ним делать,
We
блин?
can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's
I
not
assure
good
you.
enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has a
more
point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been enough bloodshed
So we get rid of him.
Dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment. So I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't suggesting yourself.
Why not? What about a vote?
What do you think this is?
You should have a vote. Make it democratic.
Do you really think that's going to work?
He's right. Nobody can agree on anything.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine.
Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow.
Just do what you think is right.
Ну, с учетом того, что нас пытались пару раз
Yes,
убить.
Sheriff. Do what you think is right.
Teach him a fucking lesson. Everyone, I'm...
Not this way!
Оба-на. Так, Бигби, не сдаемся.
I hope you all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep. You're going to miss me.
No, I won't.
For Lily and Faith.
Вот и сказочки конец.
Yes. Another one of us to erase from the books.
Да о ком ты сожалеешь? Его сэксплуатировал как мог, блин. Весь такой прикрывается. Что ради вас. Давно надо было вообще бошку оторвать.
Oh, hi. Sheriff Bigby. Great to see you. I don't know if you remember me.
I know who you are, Flycatcher. You've worked at the Woodlands for how many years now?
I think I've lost count.
Махалов — это сын
You
жабы,
come
что
see the
ли?
truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
Прикольно, у него кепка.
This fucking line.
Oh, Mr. Wolf, Flycatcher left his keys.
Is everything okay? You look...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
Что ж, работы у него теперь полно. Все пришли с какими-то требованиями. Не понял, он что, на ферму собрался? Почему не могли ему чары купить? Жил бы себе парень спокойно.
I'm going. Jesus.
То есть он не купил
We
себе
only have like
чары.
5 minutes.
And carry me for fuck's sake. I don't give a shit.
А, все-таки...
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Нет, это не сын жаба. А вот сам жаб. И потом спустил деньги.
Shit. Just go grab that, would you?
It's just a farm. You don't have to be so dramatic about it.
Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'll get another chance. But Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway.
Как чары не купил, я тебе
Told
сколько
her I
бабла
had the
отдал.
money, but she didn't want to hear it.
Wait, Sheriff Bigby! I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her?
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
That's real nice.
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we have to go? I want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore.
Your dad broke the rules, TJ. You're not allowed to stay in Fabletown without a glamour.
Okay.
Come on. It won't be so bad.
Have you been there before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves.
So you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ.
Hey, Bigby. Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
How should I know?
Ну вот, их все-таки увозят на ферму. Жалко, конечно.
Hi.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just... Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
What is it?
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily. I'm not
Так,
sure
не
where to
понял.
start. Faith, Lily, and I, we had this plan. We were gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence?
Nerissa, just tell me what happened.
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
So I told him everything.
То
And
есть
I begged for
всё
mercy
началось из-за
for all of
тебя.
us. I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Ну что ж, это был
Yeah. Georgie
неправильный
promised he'd
выбор.
smooth things over with the Crooked Man. But then, oh God.
Here.
Thank you.
Что ж, теперь мы знаем,
I
откуда
don't know
пошла
what
вся эта
happened,
история.
but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed.
Но
He
от
had to
этого не
make an
легче.
example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the crooked man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the crooked man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
So you think that makes it okay to lie?
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality. Especially after... that night, after Faith. I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
You?
Охренеть.
I walked her over here, and I left her. Just hoping that maybe if I couldn't save them...
You were trying to get my attention. So you started all this.
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get
Просто голова
forgotten
кругом
all the
таких
time.
подробностей.
The crooked man was counting on that. When we suffer, we do it in silence. And the world likes it that way. We just fade, like we never existed. I couldn't watch that happen to Faith or Lily. Nobody cares about us. Not really.
I'm sorry, Narissa. I'm sorry that's what it took to get me to pay attention.
It'll be different now. You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. It seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know it might feel that way, but they need you, Bigby. Both of you. You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days. Look, Bigby. After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You knew when to show mercy, and you brought justice to this town. Finally. Because you brought the crooked man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason. And I left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone stood a chance against the crooked man, it was you.
Интересно, почему он стал шерифом?
You've changed this place. For better or worse, Fabletown wouldn't be the same without you.
Эх, пока.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Даже если не страшно, то очень большой.
I have to tell you something.
Виделись мы, когда он обращался в волка.
You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little
Did
Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about Faith?
He said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Так,
I'll see you around, Wolf.
У него скрылись какие-то воспоминания. Блин, ну все, на этом все. Так, у нас какая-то особая статистика. Чудовище. Вы соврали ему, что видели красавицу на улице. Не помню такого. Так, красавица, вы обещали не рассказывать чудовищу, что видели ее на улице. Так, синяя борода. Вы дрались с ним на допросе. Да это разве драка? Так, мясник. Вы избили его во время разговора, вы обещали ему защиту в администрации. Ну, по-моему, все так и есть. Колин, вы дали ему выпить, вы помогли ему избежать фермы. Действительно. Так, скрюченный дядечка. Вы бросили в ведьмин колодец, вы бросили его в ведьмин колодец. Но это было один раз. Так, True. Вы забрали деньги у True, когда он был заключен. Было такое. Так, Вера, вы дали ей денег после драки. Было такое. Джорджи, вы оставили его умирать. И такое было. Так, Гринлиф, вы приняли ее на работу. Холли, вы притворились дровосеком, пока она была без сознания. Джек, вы с ним договорились. Было такое. Все было. Так, Нериса, вы дали ей покурить во время последней беседы. Вы пытались снять у нее ленточку в офисе. Ну да, и хорошо, что не сняли. То неизвестно, точнее известно, чем бы это закончилось. Потеряла голову, ничего мы не узнали. Так, Снежка, вы взяли ее с собой в бар «Цокот копыт». Вы обещали привезти скрюченного дядечку живым. Мы все выполнили. Так, Крошка Тим, вы решили его подождать. Тоже сделано. Так, и Ти-Джей, вы приняли его жука и обещали передать его Снежке. Ну, конечно. Зачем расстраивать парня? И так укатывает на ферму. Непонятно, что там. Как они там будут жить. Так, Жак, вы заступились за него, когда Снежка хотела отправить его на ферму. Вы дали ему денег. Но все равно, если он не купил чары, хотя у него было, да, я думаю, даже пару дней, а то и больше. А теперь он пытается обвинить кого-то. Ну что ж, выбор сделан. Теперь нет смысла кого-то винить. Так, вот и все. Как-то неоднозначно закончился волк среди нас. Я думал, он пойдет за ней и, может, нам покажет еще какие подробности. Но, возможно, это какой-то намек на вторую часть. Но, к сожалению, второй части еще нету. И неизвестно, когда она будет. Но она была в планах у компании. Жаль, что компания распалась. По-моему, все-таки еще всплывают какие-то подробности. И какая-то другая уже взялась. Разработчики, выходцы из Telltale Games, по-моему, хотят доделать вторую часть. И я буду ждать ее с нетерпением. Надеюсь, она будет не менее захватывающей. Так, узнайте, что будет дальше. Ага, значит, есть комиксы. Ну что ж, это обнадеживающе. Хотя бы можно будет почитать продолжение. Так, вот и подошло наше прохождение к концу. Вы были на канале Arhen. Спасибо, что проходили эту игру вместе со мной. Всего хорошего вам.